Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Mythic Legion's Poxxus wave, the main man himself, Poxxus. Now, I've pretty much dressed him naked so you can see what's going on with him as we dress him up when we get to the accessory parts. But he is the third horseman released by the four horsemen. And I added some trees for some ambiance, add a little color separation and difference. But yeah, man, I'm really enjoying this magic wave. Like, Poxxus himself has been really dope to play with. I'm a little worried about the hand pegs being a little too short, but everything else I'm pretty happy with. It was a little confusing at first, but between these CJ soft goods, the semi-meatless man physique, I'm here for it. He's a god of pestilence and craziness, so I'm 100% here for it. The semi-meatless body is really cool because I think it's the first time Red Death is the first one we've gotten that was like this. But this is one that's pretty cool like this, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Very, very happy. Now, be aware that if you are new to Mythic Legions and you're getting Mythic Legions, it is very cold in this wintertime. If you don't live in a very warm area, or if you getting it, you have to realize this set comes from New Jersey where it's cold, very, very cold right now. I highly recommend you heat up your figures before you play with them. Now, articulation is pretty standard across the board for Mythic Legions, but if you're new here, let's talk about it. Because my man has a crazy beard and like some skin left on his body, he can only move his head pretty much up. And as you can see, it pulls it off the pedicle a little bit. We can go left and right, right? We even tuck a little bit to give it a little bit of character. By the way, I absolutely love these crazy little pestilence horns or whatever it is got going on. It's crazy magnificent. I love the drying decayedness and the bubbling of points of the body. Our arms can hit a T-pose because, you know, we got that semi-meatless body here. And as you can see here, my joints are still very tight. So I'm trying to be as very careful as possible. We have arm articulation that will stop at slightly above 90 degrees. So let's say 85, well, actually it would be 105 degrees, right? We have our gauntlet swivel, and we have pegs here for these hands on a horizontal peg. So that means depending on the angle that you're at, it should be like this, right? And not the up and down peg, right? Then we have our upper torso, which will help you with movement. It's an inverted ball joint. So as you can see here, it kind of rotates around. You get a little bit of movement going backwards. You get a little bit going forwards. And I do want to talk about how I do love this chest plate. I need more Poxxus chest plates like this because these are utterly beautiful. I love the scaling on this. It's really, really nice. We have our beautiful new belt, which has some insect parts, right? But I would love a belt like this on its own without the insect parts. But as you can see, my man is definitely a magic user. He has weird potions and his bag full of like insect parts and dead things. So my man is definitely about it. Like, he is truly the god of pestilence, and he is bringing it for the four horsemen. These soft goods are really cool. I like that this one is actually wired, so you can actually pose this one up a little bit. As you can see here, I got it blowing in the wind like that now. Skirts come all the way around. I believe this one is wired as well. Yeah, it is. It's 100% wired. So it's wired at right here at the back where the lining is. So keep that in mind. Then we have our standard Mythic Legion's leg articulation, which is going to be, we can hit that 90 degrees. Even with his beard in the way, we can still hit that 90 degrees. We have a thigh swivel. We have a knee swivel. We hit the 90 degrees at the knee. And then we have super generous ankle pivot, backwards, forwards, tilting left and right. So this is going to be important for when you carry your bow later for your accessories on your leg movement. So, ooh, yeah, see how tight that is? Ooh, had that Macho Man, yeah. But if you want to do the I see you, you can literally pose them up like, yeah, brother, I see you. I see you out here in the streets getting it. You getting it? Nah, don't even mind that. I've been hanging out with my friends lately. We've been joking really hard, but that's so funny because I really like this kind of pose right here. This looks really cool and creepy. That off looking to the side look, I love it. Now, with all of that being said though, let's get into the accessories because this is where I feel like he truly excels. And let's get to it. Now, as we talk about our accessories, let's do the hands first because this is important. So first up, you will get item holding hands via the vertical hinges. Change that focus. There we go. We have our vertical hinges for it. As you can see, those ones go up and down. I'm going to come back to these in a second. Then you have horizontal pegged holding hands for the item holding hands. You already see those cool open claw ones there. Obviously the focus is out right now, Then we have our definitive arrow holding hand, right? So that means he's definitely left-handed because we have our arrow holding hand right here. Now, we actually get the cool bow. Let's go to that next because we're going to come back to all of these. Here is his Plague Slayer bow. Like I said, I've kept mentioning those insect parts. That's because, look, you see those insect legs here? We have our bow. We have our drawstring parts right here. So, I mean, technically, you should be able to hold it on both sides because his drawstring, his holder is on both sides. So, it all depends on your preference, really. And then we have our string, which is, it has a bouncier string, so it has a better resistance. So, that means it will look good for photos. As you can see, I'm slowly pulling it. It looks really good. Now, on top of this, I'm going to call this the activated mode or the power-up mode, because here we have wings on top of the insect parts, and I have it upside down. And this one also has an equally beautiful drawstring for it. So as you can see here, this reminds me, I want to get a new compound bow. But as you can see here, these look really, really beautiful. I think it's called the Plague Slayer bow. I haven't had a chance to memorize the names, but I should have, because I had plenty of time to get this stuff. Shout out to Nelson. Shout out to Steph, who, without them, I wouldn't have had most of the figures in this wave right now. So shout out to them. Next up, we will get a carrying dagger. And this is important because even the Plague Slayer himself's got to get hand-to-hand combat with it. You never know who might come for you. We have a small dagger with its sheath. Has a tab there, so you can tab that along. You'll have your quiver. And I feel like the Poxxus' quiver is actually bigger than most other quivers. And it's actually got that new woven lace-like design. Very, very nice. And even curvatures a little bit for the arrows, I'm assuming. You will get two types of arrows, which is going to be our regular insect flying, because it has insect like light at the end. So we have our regular bow, right? And then we have our powered up bow. And I feel like this is what the powered up Plague Slayer is for. We have this beautiful arrow effect that they come with. This is really, really nice. I believe it's on, I won't say it's a hard plastic, but it's definitely, it won't break if it falls, unless it falls from super duper high, right? Next up, you will get some shoulder pads. And these actually really are going to complete his look, because we're going to dress him up later. I really like these shoulder pads. They really complete that look. But like I said, keep all of this stuff in mind. And we have a soft good collar. Mine's has a slight issue of the wire poking through the collar. I'm going to push it through, hoping not to hurt myself. But yeah, the collar is going to go underneath the neck. So hopefully this doesn't damage anything. I'm going to try to get some tweezers later to push that all the way in. But keep this all in mind, because the one thing I want to do is I want to hook him up with the bow, because I don't want it to feel like it is impossible for this character to hold his bow. I feel like it pretty much, it shouldn't be. So I want to jump into that very quickly. Let's do a regular Plague Slayer bow. And we're going to do, I want to do the horizontal pegs. So yeah. Right? I'm not sure if you guys are getting this. It looks good on my end, but I want to make sure camera-wise it's going to look equally as good. Right? Because we want to address, like, can a single jointed character really like hold the bow? I feel like he can. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you bring that around? Then you have your bow holding hand. I mean, sorry, the arrow holding hand. My apologies. And we're going to do a regular arrow. We're going to use that drawstring right there. I'm going to move it back. Do, 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 do. So right now, I just straight up out of the gate did this. This is a little funky, but I feel like if I extended this into the fingers, he can hold it with no issue. Do, 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 do. Right? So now we know the string will hold underneath the tension because it's in the hand. It's gonna spread the arm a little bit out further. Rotate this arm out. And maybe using the horizontal hand may have been a bad idea, but we gotta test it out. And I wanna walk you guys through it so that way you guys don't have any issues. because this is important to me as it is to you. Is sometimes you may want to photograph stuff, you may want it to look cool. I don't want to show you something and it's not possible. You know what I mean? So technically this hand can hold it, but I am having some issues with my drawstring, obviously. I'm just not finding that connecting port. But technically speaking, my man can hold his arrow. There we go. And oop, it almost shot. But technically, it can be done. As you can see, he's technically holding it here. Just the arrow grippage is a little tough, but it's there. Oop, and it almost shot. So that's my fault. But it's looking like it definitely does work. I just need to figure out this this bow tension part. And once I figure that out, I'm definitely gonna talk about it. Probably on my Instagram. You don't have to follow me, but you can check it out there, right? So it definitely holds. But with that being said, I'm already here. Let's get you dressed up as we talk about our other accessories. Because last but not least, you'll get wings and a backpack. So we should definitely talk about that, right? First up, here's our backpack. And as you can see, this also have an insect-like body. There's also a slight opening here, and that is because we get our Poxxus ring. This will hold like this. It snaps in. Please try not to push too hard on it because it will just line up and hold. It's pretty nice. It's a little clever idea with tabbing it like that. Really, really nice. And then we're going to plug in our wings. So you can actually see the wings. And I believe these wings are a reuse of the Cosmic Legion's wings. I could be wrong. They could be slightly different, but I feel like these are reuse wings. This is a part swapping modular line, so I would not be surprised if they were. I may not have tabbed them all the way in, but I do want you guys to see what they are like with it. So I'm gonna plug them back in if they don't stay in. So yeah, my Magic Man is looking real nice right now. Oop, see? Because I couldn't get a grip on it. There we go. I didn't add the shoulder armor, but my man is looking like solid. Like, he looked really complete now. I like this. So let's tab these wings in. If you feel like your wings are not tabbing in or you have like an issue, I highly suggest heating up the back part of the pegs so that way they can tab in because it's a little bit softer. But this is him. Let's change our focus. There we go. This is him with the wings. Slightly up, looking really, really good. No shoulder armor yet. I'm going to add that in for the photos. But yeah, I really like this figure. Like, I do. And he does come with horse. I may not review horse, but I'll definitely show horse here at the end of the video. Where's horse? Oh, here we go. Not an accessory, but here he is with his horse. You can see just how much bigger the horse is. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to jump into the size comparison. I'm going to bring out the other two gods that were released, as well as some magic users from the same wave, and, you know, mixing it up with some other lines. So I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, now let's jump into the size comparison. Let's do some legions first. Let us compare to some gods that we have. So here we are, Aetherion. Oh, no. So, whoa. Aether. Ooh, I got that name mixed up so fast. My bad, y'all. I meant to say Aether. So, as you can see, he's got some worn out joints. I've done a lot of picks with him, right? Then we have Athelia. As you can see here, nice little bits of mixing and matching with our gods, as we got completely different color palettes, and I love that, right? Let's take these guys away, right? Then we can compare to Evil Magician's name I have not memorized yet, so I got to get to that. But he serves under Poxxus, which is pretty cool because he looked wild evil. He looked like some straight up evil, like true classic D&D evil warlord, right? Then we have our Goblin Magician, so you can see our height wise. And as you can see here, we have a lot of nice sizes here that all the stuff isn't the same height, and I love that because when it's like that, you really get a nice little flavor for everything. So as we take these guys away, next up we're going to do, Azzle Me Zazzlezar. I'm never gonna say any of these names right, and I love everything about that. Look how giant he is. He's two beings combined into one, serving under Poxxus. They got that whole green thing going on, but more importantly, this is the servant of Poxxus, the symbol right there. There's Poxxus' face right there on his belt. So yeah, Azumizazar, servant under. Big brute energy, right? Next up, let's do a couple of Mezcos. First, we got my main man Ichigo, serving on that Gomez body, seeing how he lives up to size-wise. Then we can do my boy Atticus Doom. And the reason why I chose Atticus Doom is because he's also a magic user. I feel like he's very relevant to this. So you can see that the different sizes actually really compare out pretty well. Take these boys away. Next up, here we are with a Sparrow Toys figure. Got that AWOG figure going on. We have a 6-inch Valiverse Swarm Horde. Take these guys away. If you want another magic user, here we are with the Mafex Doctor Strange. And then we have a non-magic user, G.I. Joe Classified Wolf Spider, as we fix those legs up. And here is the Mafex Doctor Strange. So yeah, lots of mixing and matching and having fun. Using this guy as a big demon, definitely a big plus if you want to do that. I feel like you'll have a great time. Last but not least is my main man, Kamen Rider Kuga, on that Rising Dragon form. So as you can see, SHF is probably going to be the smallest. But like I said, you can have a lot of fun with Mythic Legions. More importantly, even if you didn't like Poxxus, the fact that you can mix and match this modular line to create a figure that you do want is something that I find utterly fantastic about this line. But again, it may not be for everyone, and that's okay. Having fun is part of it, right? But if you're not having fun with it, don't get it. It's pretty cool. So, with all of that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got some insight. I hope you liked the cool pictures at the end. And most importantly, you found something good that consumed your day in a very positive way. So as always, please, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later. Real quick, I just want to let y'all know, I found the other Poxxus hand, so he is indeed ambidextrous. I don't know why I didn't find it before, but it fell out of his tray when I was taking it out, and I'm just now finding it, so I want to add that in.